back, ladies and gentlemen, here in Cologne, Germany. We're at Gamescom for the Intel Extreme Masters, of course, and we have another guest joining us on the panel. It's going to be Gabi from Mouse Sports after a very meaningful victory, of course, against Envious in multiple ways. Let's talk about that game before we talk about anything else, because you guys came through, you guys got that win that you needed to stay alive, and also you knocked a life off of Envy. How good does it feel?
It feels pretty good because we felt a bit pressured because it was, you know, tough opponent, tough map, and also of course the last life. So we just felt a bit pressured, but not like too much pressured. We just going into the game like we do our best. Let's see, yeah, and luckily for us, we won.
Yeah, you know, this is something we talked about on the Dust for a little bit. How much does it feel differently when you're at one life? Because then every game matters. Was that something that kind of had a positive effect on you guys? Or like you just said, you were just like, let's not think about anything, just play the game?
We just thought like that. We just didn't think about it. We just knew, okay, let's do our best and don't get too much pressure, because if you are too much pressured, then you can't play your, you know, risky moves, but you need to take some risks in some points. Yeah, and that's why we like, okay, just play, see what's happening. It's a good map for us. We knew that, and we just felt like I was a bit disappointed about the whole performance of the team in this tournament. Of course, we had a tough opponents, but you know, there's no excuse to play bad, and we did play bad. And just this map was like, felt like, yeah, we are a bit back in our mood.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. Of course, I mean, you guys watching, we're pretty impressed with how things panned out. Fiflaren, do you have any questions about, you know, that map specifically, playing on train against Envious?
Well, just in general for Gabi, first of all, you played absolutely amazing on the throughout the game, but especially on the CT side. You seem to have a very good lockdown on Envy, playing very aggressive outside. I have one question, actually, if this was intent or not. There was this one specific round, I can't remember who it was. He threw in a Molotov at Pop Dog, and then right after he threw a smoke. Do you know why?
No. To be honest,
I just want to, because I wasn't quite sure if that was like intended. It's like, I will through that, and then maybe the smoke ends up in like a specific way, or if it's just a matter of, well, I just want to spend money.
Yeah, I could say now, you know, it was like perfect play. But to be honest, it's just, sometimes, you know, you just play, do some baby stupid stuff. It's happening. So I don't know. It's just like, I felt like I have to smoke fast, so that's why I probably smoked.
Did you try to, because obviously this was the first train game versus the new Envy lineup. You played them before. Did you maybe take into consideration how they used to play, or was it just like, we'll just play our own game, we don't care really how they play?
We had some idea how they played. We knew like Kyo loved to play on 6, but he changed that up. We had like a counter move against them, doing a boost and stuff, and like a bit more focus on this position. But we just felt like our own game is really good, you know. Even though we just took like 2 equip rounds as on the T side, it felt like we could have taken a lot more. So we just are confident with our train game. On CT side, we knew we had to change up a bit. We talked about it before, after the best of 7 in the ASA. We talked, okay, we need to be a bit more aggressive in the A-bomb spot, so that we don't get pressured behind the spot so much. Yeah, and then we had some moves in the team mid, which worked out, where we flashed the other guy watching the right side, I had the left side. Yeah, these small things, what we changed up, helped us a lot on our city side.
How much unused potential do you think the train still has? Because we don't see a lot of teams doing a lot of fake rounds. We were discussing this previously. I mean, obviously a lot of teams are super busy. You know, we don't really have the time to sit down and really think about it. Like, what's your thoughts on it?
I think fakes are really powerful, but there's one thing no one has figured out yet. It's to take the small bomb spot and hold it really easy. You know, like you have your positions and you win the round with like 3 alive. It's always close. So if you, of course, you need a good B go, because the enemy has to be afraid that you have to go on the B spot. So then you can fake easier. You know? Yeah. But I think that's you need to have a good Pigo, and the most teams didn't have it yet.
Yep.
So that's something we are watching for as well, to maybe copy from another team, which do it good. I don't know. We have some ideas, but we didn't play it yet. So it's a bit tricky, you know. If a fake if they can't execute the B spot, the fake is always like, hey, it could be a fake, or it's the B spot is easy to hold, I think. Also on retake,
Yeah, and right now it is. Yeah. I think a lot of teams play it actually way too passively when they attack. Because I think it really benefits if you're Esoterius, you really push it down. You start playing super aggressive after the bomb is down, because that's going to make it so much harder for the retake as well.
I've always said that on that specific bomb site. If you don't go aggressive, when you actually go down lower, you're going to end up losing the round. Because you can't hold that playing defensive. You have to push. And then if you smoke off connector, which is possible nowadays, even without even going down to the bomb site, just keep on pushing. Have this 1 or 2 guys just holding the bomb planner, one holding the flank, and the other 2 or 3 just push. That's the only way to win on that bomb site.
The teams need to think about, okay, we take the site, but how can we make frags if someone has a offensive position,
Yep.
Maybe hold off flash key positions where you can make a frag on this offensive sides as you push down the B spot. So it's not, the thinking is good, but it's not in the end.
Yeah. There's a lot of little details you need to figure out.
Right.
To make it work.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it'll be exciting to see how that all evolves, maybe by you guys, or like you said, someone else figures out, and then people revolve around that. Now, of course, you also had that chance to make the selection for the next matchup. You chose SK versus TSM here on Overpass. Now, there's 2 ways to think about this, right? If you had chosen SK versus Renegades, that's a hard guarantee that you get at least 4th, because one team will be eliminated for sure. But here, if by any chance SK beats TSM, there's a chance you could still be knocked out before the other 2 teams. Did you consider that?
Yeah, sure. For me, top 3 is like the guarantee, what we have to achieve. But if we want to achieve that, we need to win at least 1 more game against Envy, because we always get picked by Envy. So if now SK wins, which would be a surprise, they probably would pick us against Envy if TSM said like, hey, pick them, So if we play against them, then we can choose again. But most likely TSM gonna win this game, then they pick probably us against Envy, and then tomorrow we can pick maybe Renegade against someone else. So we need to win this, and to be honest, I don't care about 4th place or maybe taking like 1 step more 4th place or so. So I just picked them because they are like alliance, and I want to break this alliance.
I love it, because when some of us are talking backstage, some people were like, well, I don't know, if you play selfish, you could try to go the safer route just to get 4th place. But I like what you're saying, because if you want to get at least top 3 and further anyway, you have to play Envy at some point anyway.
Yes.
Break this alliance, get SK out if you can by TSM, and then think about your next game. Don't focus too much on like what you can guarantee in just 1 match. That's awesome to hear. Now, also, we were talking about this briefly. Nacho, you were asking him if whoever wins, chances are, like you said, you have to play Envy again, no matter who wins. That's very likely. There's 2 maps left, right? There's Cash and then there's Mirage.
Yes.
Is there a strong preference, or are you just happy that at least it's these 2 maps? Those are maps that you feel confident against Envy.
I feel more confident on Cash as on Mirage, but it's not because it's Envy, it's just because our own game is better on Cash as on Mirage. Probably they are not so good on Mirage as on Cash, because the old Envy lineup didn't like to play Mirage a lot. So yeah, we have to see. Like I said, we just go to the good moods, just want to play. We also want to play the best. We just don't want to have these free lives, what we get. We just want to play, and you have to look like this. If we win against Envy, they just have 2 lives left.
Yeah.
And if we won against them, then it could change a lot. So we didn't give up yet.
Never give up.
Yeah, that's great to hear, because like you said, if you win, if you play against Envy in the last match and you win, tomorrow you come in, you choose the next match. Because of the way the system works with only 4 teams, you could force Envy to play another game against maybe TSM, and then suddenly everyone's at 1 life. So personally, I'm hoping for that, man. I'll be secretly rooting for you guys, because that's the interesting part about this, is suddenly Envy no longer undefeated, no longer immortal. We can see that all change in the next 2 to 3 games.
Imagine every team has like 1 life. That wouldn't be that fun.
That would be exciting
yeah.
for sure. I'm sure the viewers at home are definitely rooting for that too, to some extent, to see that happen, to see a little bit more chaos in the tournament we have here at the IntelliStream Masters. Now, moving forward, the matchup you selected, SK versus TSM. All of you guys, I want to ask, earlier, we saw SK putting a really good show, but then not able to close it, not able to have those ending credits themselves on this match, on Overpass. Do you think we'll see anything similar, maybe a change where they get the last word?
I'm sorry. I mean, we're looking at a team which is renowned for their Overpass play, which is TSM. Extremely good team on this particular map. And then you have SK with you have one new player, which is Cadian, and you also have one stand-in on arguably TSM's best map. I just don't see that happening for them. I'm sorry.
And the map involves a lot of strategy. And when you're a mixed team of sorts, it's super hard. It's very hard when there's a lot of specific smokes and things you need to throw to make an attack effective. I think it's going to be very hard for SK, unfortunately.
Yeah, let's talk about Overpass a little bit more, because we've only had it once this week, so we haven't had a chance as a panel to talk about the map as a whole. You've always been saying since day one at the IntelliStream Masters that, yeah, it is a very strategic map. You think that's why even with the stand-in, CLG had some trouble, because that seems to be their weakness, where if a team knows what they're doing as a five-man group, then CLG kind of crumbles under that pressure.
It's an interesting map because it's a lot about map control in that one, because it's a pretty big map, right? So if you can get up close towards A, you can do really good attacks or really good fakes, because you can actually you can run pretty quickly back to B. At the same time, if you take the areas towards B, that enables you to do stuff towards B. So it's a map where you want to take a lot of control to begin with, and that enables you to do things like whatever it feels like you want to do, depending on picks, basically what you get, or if you get information on an early smoke somewhere, that enables you to do a fake or an attack towards B because they've early smoked somewhere, stuff like that. So it's heavily about map control and playing slow and steadily together.
I just wanted to add something, because TSM against SK on this map, it's very interesting, because TSM is a team which plays, especially on this map, very CT side, very defensive, you know? If you want to win against them, how can you punish this defensive side? You need to have really good timings and executes. And SK can't have that because they're a mixed team. It's going to be, they need a really good CT half. SK needs a really good CT half, so otherwise they have no chance.
Yeah, I don't think Nico will have the similar chances he had previously against CLG to just creep into B like that. So there's one thing that's not going to work as well.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like a bit of an exception there for Nico to just have free reign during that game against CLG. But if we were to try to talk in terms of SK's point of view, you were saying, well, they would need a really good CT side. Let's assume they win the knife round, they get to choose CT side, they want to start off with that momentum. How far forward do you think they need to be to give themselves that margin to close out the game? Does it have to be 15-0 for them to have a chance of winning the match?
It needs to be above 10, like 11-4 scoreline, and then even win the T-pistol round, and then, magical things happen. But it's going to take, like you said, it's going to take for them to have a CT start, get a good early start, play aggressively but smart with it, and, rattle TSM a little bit, make their execution shaky and, keep them guessing a little bit.
And sorry, keep going?
No.
Okay. No, I just wanted to point out something. First of all, SK versus TSM, it's a domestic matchup, right?
Right.
Which is always incredibly difficult. But on top of that, SK, they have something in their favor as well. They have Cadian, a guy that has been a stand-in for TSM before. He knows how TSM plays this map, which is something they have going for them at least. So yeah, it's not all going to be in vain, but it's still going to be difficult. But at least you have that going for you. Whereas like Cadian can be like, well, KJB likes to hold like this. This is what they do here, the rotations and everything else. He knows this, and TSM knows this as well. So there will be a little bit of a inception there. It's like that I know that you know that I know.
Maybe.
Right, the maybe has to be out of there. But yeah, I mean, that's something to think about, of course. Maybe we saw some of that come into play in their previous match. The other interesting thing here is after that last matchup between these two teams, of course, Kerrigan's like, well, our alliance is still there. We still support SK. But at this point, like, you can't lie about that anymore. SK's also like, you know what? It's not TSM's fault, but we got to put that all behind us. Right now, we got to fight for our own survival. We'll see if SK, again, if that makes a difference for them coming into this matchup. It's going to be... They're going to have a lot of effort put in. It's a titan of an opponent, especially on Overpass, as you guys have been saying. But SK, can they make the miracle happen? Can they hold on to their one life? And if they win this game, TSM down to 2. No one's left to 4 hearts. It'd be interesting. but you guys are telling me that I'm just thinking of scenarios here, right? There's a chance.
We're talking Candyland right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we want to try and be positive, it's like, yes, SK can do this. Yes, it will be the dream scenario tomorrow. Everyone's going to be on one life. Mousesport's going to beat Envy again, and then they're going to be matched up against Envy TSM. And
what was the old slogan SK shout? Like, the gaming is believing. That would really work right now.
Yeah.
They really need some belief right now. More than we have.
Yeah, that could work out definitely. I mean, that's why I'm here, guys. I mean, I'm just here to see how the drama can pan out as best as possible. I'm just here to write a soap opera more than watching each game.
But yeah, still, we gotta remember, SK, like, they've had some really good individual showings. I mean, they could make TSM struggle if they all peaked individually at the same time and really played up to their standards. That's a tall ask. That's a very tall ask to have. But if that actually did happen, then it could get really tricky. But you know,
okay, this is not a good start.
Yeah.
Gideon, wake up! Wake up, Gideon!
No, yeah, it's not a good sign. I'm talking about peaking, and he's yawning. That's a great start. That's a great start, indeed. But yeah, I mean, they have a lot of good individuals there. That's for sure. But being a mixed team, having to need everyone really peak at the same time, having a hard time seeing that happen.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be a tough matchup. But overall, Gabi, when you were watching SK perform this week, again, we keep talking about their mixed team, and we're trying to take that into consideration. Are you then, with that factor, are you still impressed with how SK is performing, given that they're playing with stand-ins and, a bit of a mixed roster right now?
Difficult question, because they just played like Renegades and won the first game against CLG. Like, I think their best performance was against TSM, of course, but sometimes it's like easier for them to play with a mixed team, And yeah, I don't think they performed like super good, but they performed well. Yes, I would say they performed well, and I think they're all satisfied. Now they wished like I would chose Renegade to play against them, so they have the chance like eliminate and go one more step, next step. But yeah.
It's not a charity event.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Fight for your fourth place.
You gotta just fight brutally. I mean, of course, the biggest beneficiary, as we were joking before, it's gonna be Sponge and his boys on Renegades. They played the system, and here they are happily not having to fight for their lives just yet.
Cheeky Australians.
As we wait for this next match to kick off. And again, we talked about this. It's very important if SK even want a chance, even a percentage potential here to win this match against TSM. A monumental effort. This is where it's going to start. And CLG talked about this too when they were down to one life. They started really looking at this as a priority. But it is going to be TSM getting their choice. So ladies and gentlemen, looking a little bit grim for SK Gaming. But can they make the miracle work out, or will TSM have to be the backstabbers here at the Intel Street Masters? Let's find out in the next match.
Chobra and the gang. So, what are we thinking? Obviously, this is the Danish matchup. It happened earlier on. It was on cobblestone, and it went to overtime. We are obviously hoping we see the same again. We see SK rising to the occasion, but it is Overpass. Now, TSM kind of didn't want Overpass. They got Overpass, but they're still pretty damn good on Overpass.
They have ridiculous results over the past couple of months, actually. They've beaten teams like NIP, they've beaten Navi, Virtus Pro, Fnatic. I mean, you name it, they've beaten them. For me, it's all about SK. How are they going to perform in this map? I mean, yeah, they do have Nico, who's, I mean, I don't want to overhype him again, but you can't, this man has been phenomenal for their team so far. He had so many great shots. I'm pretty sure all of you out there saw that double one dig he pulled off to clutch in one of the rounds yesterday when he was playing up against Renegades. Well, it's a big possibility.
They played CLG on this map earlier on. That was on the first day, wasn't it? And Nico was a big part of that. He was the B defender they used here. I remember we had Cadian on the desk and we were asking about the tactics, how they changed it around. Cadian had become the AWPer, so he was ordinarily on B, is playing on A. Now Nico's on B, but as this tournament's gone on, we've seen Nico start to use the AWP a little more, despite Cadian's double-double.
Yeah, I think it's been a little bit of confidence issues for Cadian. I mean, when he starts to miss his shots, he unfortunately goes down this downward spiral and has a hard time really bringing it back, where Nico, he's been solid on the AWP. He hasn't been extraordinary to me in the AWP. He's been better on, the assault rifles or the deagle, obviously. But we're about to get underway with this game. It's going to be a cracker, Demon.
Yeah, well, there we go then. Pistols And TSM immediately going aggressive straight down A. See where they're heading. They're going to be going straight out. Wow, they're coming right around to the fountain as well. It's going to be 3 TSM members heading this one off. They're going to get caught, dinked out. Carrigan caught out. Dupree does get one down, but Sandon and Berry quickly replying. That puts TSM numbers disadvantage. Device and Zipnix are going to back away to A site while Cajun B sits over on B site.
The thing is, SK expended basically no utility in that. They still have 2 flashes and a smoke on a Cillian, so if they want to slow things down and look for a hit towards B, it's a possibility. They have 1 minute and 6 seconds to work with. They're in no hurry at all. They have the man advantage. They're forcing TSM to play 2 men towards A and 1 towards B. And I think with Katie and the one lurking towards connector, they're trying to sniff it out and get some sort of information while Cillian and Sandon push long.
I think they were expecting Cajun B or just someone to come around B side, because you saw Katie and Berry, they were set up in such a defensive position.
Well, that's the typical thing you look for when you're on the CT side. When you're down a man like this in this kind of situation, you need to gather that information. But they're playing this one a lot slower, and SK, they're playing like the standard way you would normally do this. They're grouping up towards A though. KGB still back towards B. It's going to come down to Device. He's going to spot them crossing towards long. He does get a good amount of damage in and the kill onto Cillian.
Device, can he start off like he did earlier and against CLG? 29 in the first half he got, and now almost hit a 30 bomb in just 15 rounds. Cadian will find Device, so that will stop him dead in his tracks. Zipnix and Cajun beat the 2 holding the angle. Zipnix manages to get 1, makes it an even 2v2. Bomb plant does go in though. Sandon manages to retreat through the smoke back onto long A. Now Zipnix has a kit, so if they can get in the right position, they certainly can do it. If Cajun can just defend him, that's what he's going to do. He's going to try and hold the angle. Cadian peeks. That's going to be a defuse, and TSM pick up the round. SK Gaming caught napping on the plan.
Yeah, really unfortunate for them. That was a great cover out of TSM to make sure Zipnix could pull off that defuse, and SK just misread the situation just a little bit. But that's going to be the pistol round going over to TSM. Let's see what they actually buy up. A lot of FAMASas, a lot of M4s, because they realize they're going to be up against that 3rd round buy, or potentially a Tech 9 armor buy in this round. But as we can see, they're not going to be going for it. Going for the 3rd round with the AKs, and TSM need to have a clean round here. They absolutely need one.
Oh, I mean, we were talking obviously on the desk about how SK needed to get a good start. They managed to take it to a 5-on-3, but sadly, with the pistol lost it, it's going to put them in a real tricky situation. 1 man already down. Nico picked off through Monster. Immediately going to cause some problems. It's going to be a B hit. Asilian's trying to distract, but Device will deal with him with ease. And there's going to be all 3 of them trying to push on through connector. Cajun B ready and waiting.
That flashbang was perfect. This could be off to the side though. It cleans up 2 people. The last man could be coming through. And Kerrigan will shut him down. So they're going to lose 1 and 4. I believe, no, Kerrigan's going to be able to secure that one for himself. So they're not really losing too much. They're losing that FAMAS in that round. It's up to KGBC when he's going to be picked up or dropped. And they're just going to buy each other back up. So a good start for TSM. Still got to think back to that pistol round, how SK Gaming, having the man advantage, they still lost it. Really kind of blows my mind, and they're definitely not off to the start that they wanted, but this is their first chance. They have the AKs, they have the utility to work with, and they have Nico pushing towards B to be that 1-man firing squad.
Device and Dupree have gone very aggressive down long. They're going to push straight around the corner here. Device gets a little peek, manages to catch a glimpse of Cadian, who holds them back briefly. AKs, of course, for SK. They have gone for the buy this time around. Nico does find 1 on Cajun B. Managed to get a good spin and land that shot there. God B, of course, was trying to be very coy about singing Nico's praises in the temporary situation, because, of course, Nico is still contracted to Mouse. That's why you see Mouse in his name.
Yeah, and that was a fantastic job of him. Dupree, he might get caught out. Tags up to 31 HP. Great job by SK to flash themselves through. Again, the man advantage is a 2-2 split. So Device and Dupree back towards A. Actually, we're both towards long, trying to gain control of that position. And Kerrigan and Zipnix over towards B, trying to lock down any sort of push there. But the fact that you can leave Nico to his own devices like that, push up short and get a free kill, not necessarily free, but get a kill, is so nice to have on a team.
What Nico was doing there was obviously going for the man that peaked, but he managed to land headshot after headshot from that exact position. And Kerrigan, it's to thank his lucky stars he didn't just get popped off there. This is going to be a big B hit. They're setting up 3 up Monster, 2 coming through connector. They're all going to be piling through Pillar and well. Zipnix going down quick and easy early on. It's going to cause a problem. Kerrigan manages to get 1 down. Berry, as he pushes through to site, the plant will come in. Kerrigan are going to get around Pit. The rest of his team now joining him as Device and Dupree cover the angles off, but there's a wall of smoke meeting them. Nico, Cadian and Sandon have all backed away around the corner. So this is going to be a very passive defense. It's going to give TSM the chance to take sight and SK to push back in.
Oh, Silly, he picks up the first kill over towards Monster. Kerrigan's faking the fuse. He's going to try to stick it. Cadian comes in with the kill device there. Able to return now in a 1-on-2. The HP isn't too healthy. Fresco's going to charge him towards Long. He gets the kill to Nico, but I think he's out of time. Cadian playing this one well. Gonna run away, and SK are going to secure their first round of the half, and most importantly, the first gun round.
So, Device making it hurt financially, despite not picking up the round. SK with their first of the game. More importantly, got themselves a couple of kills, which they've been lacking a little bit in the first two, as you would expect. But we're seeing the first AWP of the game. Device collecting that one. Cajun B, is he going to have a rifle? No, he's not. He's going to be on a 5-7.
5-7 in armor. They really want to take this round. They can really hurt the economy out of SK, considering they're only able to save that one AK and to invest everything back into this round with the nades consecutively. But Nico again pushed up short. Able to dodge away from that grenade, and Zipnix has to be careful. His head will be taken off. You just see Nico waiting for his moment. But that last round, I want to point out Asilian. The position he had over towards Monster was fantastic because he was covering off short, so they couldn't really get to him, to his teammates who were there. And he had the opportunity to peek out, pick up a kill or two, and really kind of force the attention from TSM to split in multiple directions.
Oh, he's going to catch two of them. It's going to be Sandon that will come out on top, though. Two of them from restrooms. Device had backtracked. They're actually pushing through Long. If they go that way, they're going to be straight to the crosshairs of Device. You can see he's ready and waiting. It's Sicilian and Cadian that are creeping down this way. They've only got AKs and Galils. Sandon has rotated. Now, Bomb's going to go to B, so I assume they're going to go and back away through restrooms, down Z Connector. Nico going to get in position. He's backing away towards Monster, while Berry and Sandon look to make the push through. Now, Zipnik's the only man on B side because Cajun B had rotated.
Yes, he has, and it's going to be very hard for him to hold on to. So you have Asilian actually lurking over towards A, but Zipnix, he's going to have a lot of pressure coming his way. Nico already pushed through Monster. Barry and Sandy going to be joining. We will have Asilian go down to another. The op is picked up for Device. They know at least one man on this side of TSM is going to be a little bit weak, but Zipnix comes up big with the first kill.
Yeah, that's going to stop this attack dead in its tracks. The rest of the team going to get around there. Zipnik's doing a great job of holding sight on his own. Cajun B, 5-7 or not, he gets himself a double. And that was, in the end, a very good round for TSM.
It was a really risky buy-up, too, because you had KGB drop the op for Device. Device dropped the 5-7 for KGB, and they really wanted to lock down that long control. And because they won that round, you see SK, because they lost 4 people in the round, or a couple rounds just prior, they do not have the money to rebuy back up. They weren't that clean, and they're going to force another round for TSM, most likely.
Clever play. This is something we see a lot from TSM. They are one of the teams that do this almost all the time. They'll pick up an SMG. They know that SK are going to be on an eco. It's going to be a fast one. They're going to be pushing through, and Zipnix, this is going to pop them as they come around the corner here, spraying through, doesn't matter. And that was just a massacre as they ran onto B side.
So we've only really had, what, 2 real gun rounds? SK, I think they were played smart in the last actual gun round that they had. They finally spotted out the Device did have the AWP, so they're going to have to kind of give away control of Long, unless they want to play up close to restroom, sneak in and get a nice flash into him. But I think the way Device is playing, he's going to go for the early peak, back away as the time ticks on. No need to give up that AWP. He's actually been really aggressive towards restrooms, where there's going to be Dupree and Kerrigan and Connector to help out. So they're really trying to strangle SK in the control of the map.
Yeah, they forced it, but Cadian unfortunately couldn't afford a great deal. He went for the molly instead and kept the CZ. You see Cajun B already finding Nico. That was obviously his usual lurking position, trying to get in towards B tunnels. Dupree will back away. He's got the cover as well. Device is covering the angle. Dupree up close. As soon as they come around Long, this is a trap.
Oh, Device, this is going to be deadly. Yeah, they're going to back away. They have to know. They have to know Device is watching this here. They have to have a flashbang out of someone to allow us to go for this peak. The rest of SK, they're really counting on this A side. It's actually kind of a 3-man stack towards B with Kerrigan, Zipnix, and Cajun B. They're letting Device play this one by himself. Oh, he sees the head of Asilian and just takes it off. Now the rest of them are going to be coming from restrooms. They're going to be walking straight in towards the site. But we do have TSM. They have rotated around. They have Dupree now there and Cajun B to back them up.
Yeah, they were reading this like the last round, assuming it was going to be just another fake. Asilian doing the same thing, but oh, there's the bomb carrier. Device finds himself a second. Doesn't quite land the third shot onto Sandon, but you can see they're flashed up. TSM in full position. And then it's just clean up crew. Missing Cadian's back there, but he's the last man. And TSM shouldn't lose a man here as they close out the round.
I don't think Cadian's going to be able to save this. You can see with 18 seconds left, he's just sitting towards restrooms.
Oh, that wall, it's a good job it's reinforced. And a Device with a 4K, I think, towards the end there. Yes, 4K. So solid hold from TSM. Now SK, they'd forced in that round. It's going to force them once again to go on an eco.
When we think about the rounds that SK's picked up, and it all goes back to, well, the one round they got with Nico pushing up short, getting that early kill to gain some sort of control and give him that man advantage. And he's been actually losing out quite a bit now. He's been unsuccessful since that point to really open up any kills towards a B site. But then again, if you're going to be Mouse Sports, you can't depend on one man to do that every round. You have to be able to pick up kills somewhere else with other people. And it looks like they're trying to go for a little bit of connector control. They're trying to, I want to say, feel out SK, or no, sorry, TSM, and how they're controlling the map. We saw in the round prior, they went up very aggressive early on. Now they're backing away from this, letting them play SK into them because they're on the save round. Why not pick up some free kills and not drop a gun?
Yeah, full save as well, no utility whatsoever. It's going to be an A hit. Village going to just pile on through these restrooms in a moment, but Device and Debris all holding the angles, ready and waiting for them to come around this corner. Carrigan's now joining them on A site as well, so not really much chance of an upset here. Cillian, doesn't quite catch the flick on towards him. This is the second as well. Did actually get a big tag. I think it was Cadian he caught out there. It doesn't matter. Here's the backup, and Debris will just get a quick, easy cleanup. And TSM 6-1. This is exactly how they envisioned it on Overpass. Great start from them, and SK Gaming somewhat lacking so far.
I feel like they ran him backwards, but they didn't have a flashbang to lead it, like to just turn around for. I'm not sure exactly what that was about, but like I said, SK up 6-1. Now we're seeing Caden pick up the up. Now the kind of way to break the defense out of TSM, I would imagine, is just get rid of Device towards long if you can, or go for that kind of 2-3 split or 4-1 split, where you have 4 men going towards restrooms and 1 lurking towards long. You smoke out Device so you can't peek you towards restrooms, get up close and personal, try to get the plant, and have that 1 man lurk towards long. But they've gotten control of long A with 3 people. They have Nico just watching for the push outside of B, and they have Barry maybe to look towards connector and restrooms, where there's going to be 2 people at least.
Yeah, Device is going to get pop flashed in here. Going to get caught out. In the end, he just
challenges.
The smoke actually from the other direction. It was Sandon and Cillian and Cadian that were coming the other side at long 8. He chose to go the right route, and that's actually put them in a real tricky situation. It's going to be Cadian having a little duel with Device, but that smoke will stop it dead. Carrigan sneaking all the way back around long 8, creeping forward. He knows they're both here. Oh, did they hear the shot? I don't think they did, you know. I don't think they realized he was there. Now they know. Now they know. Whiffed it, Carrigan. He had one chance there. That means Debris actually got took down in restrooms. The smoke had cleared. And actually, TSM kind of lacking a little bit. Carrigan's got everything, though. It's still in his pocket.
Yeah, but because the time's running out, they don't have the opportunity to turn it around and go into Carrigan, pick up that kill, and play off the man advantage, or play off the even man advantage. They're running straight into Device, can't go for the peek. He gets the kill on the Device. Now Zipnik's trying to defend 1v3s. He's going to have his teammates finally rotating in.
Oh, Zipnik, though, could just clean up here. Now, Cadian's surely going to peek. Nobody checking the corner. What on earth? Carrigan comes back and finishes the job. I mean, it's one of those things. There's only so many angles you can check when you're bursting into sight, but that is a very, very common spot.
It is. Because they're running out of time, they had to force something really quickly, but you would think the first man would have just cleared out that position. You can see they wanted to get towards drop down because they knew there's a man, or at least a man or 2 behind them. So they want to get out of that kind of position, not go for the straight up challenges, play off of cover in time. But they're going for a big push towards B. Cajun B's going to be forced away with the flashbang. This could be successful. This could be good for SK.
Yeah, he's the man with it all, but now Zipnik's quickly in position to cover him off. That bomb plant will come in. The molly will just catch him. He's going to force Sandon out there, but he manages to get the kill with the ZZ. Tech 9 gets himself a double. Dupree finally chimes in and gets himself one. Carrigan will drop down into pit. Now 3-on-2. It's Berry making a long rotate here. He's actually smoked off, so Cadian's going to have to be the one that holds them at bay. The Device will come in, and Berry now in a real awkward situation. As soon as he hears that defuse, though, he should be able to trundle off a couple of those shots. Oh, he's just to the left-hand side. That's so unfortunate for him. He could see what he was doing, but you talked about this the other day, the multiple angles that you can attack that bomb with.
And the problem is that he's like, I could have been hitting with the Tech 9 the whole time, but he would have had 100 HP, so it takes quite a few bullets.
He had no idea.
Exactly. So trading left to right is a little bit more dangerous than just spraying straight when you obviously can't really tell their health. But it's going to be another bite for SK. That was a save, basically. Just a couple of pistols, and they got the bomb down. That's what's so important about this. And they've realized that the B site is actually very vulnerable. With Device and Debris pushing long A, with Carrigan and Connector, they very well could pull off a nice B take if KGB can't hold.
Oh, he manages to land the first, though. Gets quickly back into pit with the cover of Zipnik's once again. Zipnik's will go down, though. And now Cajun B being tested. They're jumping straight up. They're going to pile straight off a pit, and they will catch him down. Cillian cuts him out. Cadian, he tries to come around the backside and is quickly shut down by Carrigan. And now Cillian in a 3-on-1 real tricky situation. He actually might try and get away to A site, which would be the wiser choice because Device is the only man between him.
Yeah, Kerrigan pushed through connector. Dupree rotated around towards long. Device is going to be the man holding from restrooms. If Vasilian can get this 1v1,
the thing is, it's been so slow now. I think it's almost obvious.
They know.
Device has got the perfect position here. As soon as he comes round, it will be simple execution style. 9-1 it is. TSM at a canter right now, and SK Gaming, they are just left sat in the park wondering what's going on.
Well, this is like the downside of like Overpass, where it's very execute heavy. You need to have some really good strategies to work around this, especially when you have someone like Device holding off one entire area of the map. Then you have Kerrigan and Dupree you can play in towards the fountain side. Like they need some, really good executes, but they're playing a man down. They have Caden on the 808 Fuse, had, a pretty decent showing on it so far, but you don't have Freeze there, and you don't have that solid 5 to make these executes really stick.
Well, it was a good opener for Nico. Was that the man usually on B site? No, but the second he gets that single opening, everybody else is just falling short around the map. Dupree collecting himself a beautiful shot on Sandon, and now that will be the round closed out. 10-1. This is TSM in cruise control, and honestly, SK Gaming, they've got no gears to match them. They are just being stopped. Every little thing they try is just being countered by TSM.
It is. It really is. At SK, and we have to keep in mind, they're only on one life.
Yeah.
They lose this, they're out. They could be out the entire tournament, so they need to win this game, but this is not looking at all like their game just earlier on Cobblestone when they're able to go into overtime. But now you can see Kerrigan, he's pushing connector again. TSM feels so confident, and they have the scoreline to prove it. I mean, they're unstoppable. Even Kerrigan, a little bit of a mess up on the flash through onto Nico to kill him. But still, they have a fantastic scoreline. They have a great control of this game and a good read on SK.
Well, Berry, just looking towards connector where Kerrigan was, is well aware of the situation. Oh, we needed to land a couple of those. Did get a good little tag on him, but that's about all. It saved Nico, though, because Kerrigan was about to execute him from the side. But now they've got a 3-man hit coming from Party. Kerrigan's going to back away. Well aware of the situation. Sandon, though, gets the better of him, and Dupree simply smokes it off and backs away, covers off the restrooms. But Nico has managed to find himself an entrance into B here, taking down Zipnix. Cajun B does have an AWP, so he's in a real tricky close-range situation. Nico catches a glance of the leg, and now B is in their hands. Device and Dupree on the rotate. Can this gruesome twosome do it for TSM? Because SK Gaming are hanging on by a thread.
It's the double Ds, Dupree and Device trying to retake the site. The bomb will be coming down any second now. Sandon going for the plant. Device, and they're in the same position, so it's going to be very difficult to kind of attack like this. They don't really have anything to use, and Nico, that's his 3rd kill of the round, looking for Dupree, and Sandon will steal that away. But again, Nico, I want to say out of the 5 times he's attacked this B site by himself, he's been successful at least in getting the first kill 3 times. Like, that's a fantastic kind of entry frag ratio to have when you're up against TSM, one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah, and that's basically what SK are doing. They're just giving Nico the freedom to go do what you want. Well, he's got an AWP this time around, so let's see what he does choose. Is he going to go the same old route, the tried and tested? Check out Cajun B and Zipnix on B. Looks like he will as he peeks towards Monster, gets that smoke straight towards him. That will slow him down. Cajun B is going to get a quick peek and rattle a few shots through that smoke. Meanwhile, the rest of SK prodding and probing, and TSM setting up their standard defensive line.
Yeah, and the problem with how SK this game's going for them is they can't get a stable economy, right? So they can't keep affording the op to challenge out towards long. You can't have that nice flash in to get a nice kill on the Device to shut down, because Device has been a giant rock, an immovable object on this A site. Yes, he's rotated a couple times, but they're having such a tough time of killing him that it's really kind of pressuring them when he doesn't even need to be there. It's keeping SK from going towards long. Nico being so aggressive with an op towards B. There's 3 people there. They're going to expect him. He's done this almost every single time. Yes, Bar, it's been a little bit earlier on in the rounds, but they know he's there now.
Yeah, he's going to back away, and they hear that AWP sound as well, so they may even question this. But are they going to expect the rotate? Because Kerrigan hasn't moved yet. He's still sitting over on B side at Monster, while Device and Dupree, well, they are certainly a solid defensive pairing. Can they hold back 5 members of SK Gaming, though? Vasilian Cadian coming from long, everybody else from restrooms.
Oh, this is going to be tough. He's going to get flashed up. He's going to be forced back, but they still have 3 men here to defend. They're going to go for probably the afterplant situation. The smokes, though, where are they coming out of SK? They don't have their protection. They're going to run straight through, and Nico picks up the first kill onto Dupree. Zinnik spraying through the smoke. He can't connect just yet. They have 10 seconds left. They need to get this bomb down. It will get planted. It's not in the standard position. It's over towards Optimus, and TSM have to play for the retake.
Well, a real tricky situation here. Nico gets his second of the round, and that may give TSM pause for thought. They are looking to rotate away from this one. They need to hold on to those weapons. Economy-wise, they're still doing okay. I mean, they've got like 7k, but you can see Cajun beat. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back underway. It is the Intel Extreme Masters. TSM currently leading 10-3 to SK Gaming. TSM sitting on 3 lives still. SK Gaming just the 1, so if they lose this game, they are out of the tournament. The second team possibly to join CLG, who went out earlier on today. Device flashed out and Tunnel quickly backs away. Doesn't get caught out by Berry there. Nico, usual position for him. He's down waiting for Zipnix to pop his head up.
Oh, Device, but he's changed. He's gone towards character, not watching that long. Expecting SK maybe to change things up. Maybe just get like a cheeky little kill in the beginning of the round. But he's been tagged up to 72. They now know where he is. He's going to be forced back. Like I said, Nico was still working towards B, where they've left 3 men. They're that confident in Dupree and Device to hold on towards A that they don't really need to keep that 3rd man there. Nice little boost coming in for Device as well, so he can lock down long. Maybe expecting SK to work up that angle. Considering they knew exactly where Device just was, but as you can tell, the op is actually over towards B. It's not really going to be that effective.
It is Nico open again. They've decided to switch it up, not letting Cadian go with
confidence.
it. Nico, it is very much confidence, and it's actually something they've been doing. It's like, okay, it hasn't gone well for the first half on the T side. For me, you have a go at it. They certainly could afford another AWP if they wanted to go double AWP, but Dupree is going to find a Cillian. I don't know what he was doing there. A bit disco dancing as he span around with a nade in hand.
Yeah, he's trying to jump past the op, so Device couldn't hit the shot, and well, he got caught out unfortunately, and freaked out a little bit maybe. But Barry does respawn, gets a kill on a Device, so that's the op now down. That's a good start here for SK, and they open up on the B side at the same time. Cajun B by himself up against 4 people, now barreling down on the side.
Oh, he's going to be struggling here. Sanded round pillar. You see, here's the bomb plant. He's going to be able to try and find the second man. Doesn't get the shot through smoke though, but he's already equaled things out. There's a shot through smoke, and Cajun B just turns around and nails 2 members. Just Berry alive. He's been in this situation before. He knows that Dupree was there, but he will come out on top. And TSM will make it 11-3. And now SK, they may well be down and out. They've got enough money to buy back up, but at 11-3, the score is very much stacked against them.
Such a smart play by Cajun B too, because you see people in that position, they spray down the bomb planter to kill him before it goes off. Instead, he lets it get planted because he knows he has his teammates coming. He pushes straight through, gets a quick kill, and then turns with a lucky spray towards shore. He picked up 3 that round, and really was exactly what they needed to secure 11th on the board. But SK buying everything they can into the last round of the first half. They're barreling in towards this B side. They're looking to take it fairly quickly, and they're going to be met with a pretty good stop.
Oh, they were trying to back up through that one. They had to stop dead in the tracks. There's going to be the smoke, so now they're going to push through it. Everything has gone wrong for them here, and Cajun B just cuts them down. Carrigan picks himself up a double. It's just Cadian left, and he'll go down to Device. 12-3 is the half score by TSM. It is a big one, no doubt about it. SK Gaming are in an unenviable position. See what I did there?
I did.
It's magic.
I see LG what you did there, because if they lose this game, they will be out. We'll be joining them.
I'm going to leave you hanging on that one.
That's fine.
For sure.
I'm proud of it.
Teams are getting back straight into this one. Quick and easy. Round straight away, back underway. Here we go, second half. 12-3, TSM. What can they do on the T side? Now, they were pretty strong last time I watched them pick apart, actually, Fnatic, which was quite a while ago, but TSM are one of these very strong teams on a multitude of maps, and they talked about it earlier that they have to have a minimum of 5 strong maps, and it's looking like TSM don't really have a weak point just yet.
No, not yet. Nico trying to gather some information, pushing up again towards B, and he spots out Zipnix, but that's all the information he's going to get. Bomb is still back towards Playground, so it's not like TSM are going to be committing anytime soon. They realize how important this pistol round can be. If they secure it, they're looking at a minimum of like 14, then maybe a 4 spot of SK. What a shot of Vasilian onto Device. He does gain control of that long position, and now TSM playing that man down.
Sickening when you can see just how good they are at spotting these people. Actually very impressed. JDM, he's one of the few players I see sitting back, but it is going to be a B hit. Nico's going to be a key player in this role. Now Berry has made the rotate, so they have a 3-man stack for this one on the site. Cajun B's going to get cut out, but he does take Sandon down with him before, and now they push it towards Bit. Nico not able to make a dent and that's going to give side control to TSM. Dupree, Zipnix, and Carrigan just hunting down the one-man Asilian. They know where he's going now. He's going to be coming from connector. They were checking out spawn rotation, but actually nobody looking this way. I'll tell like Carrigan is. Carrigan's got this angle covered.
Got a great crossfire setup, and he will shut that down. A great push out of Kerrigan and Dupree together, too, because they gained full control of water, pushed straight in towards CT, and then they knew they had 3 people left for the crossfire. They can completely shut them down, no matter what angle they came from. Fantastic hold.
Yeah, nice shot. Asilian device says great little shot down long. 13-3, though, with TSM picking up the pistols. This is almost curtains for SK Gaming fans, because they will be down and out to the tournament, finishing in 5th place. Not what they had intended at the beginning. With this little boost, Berry gets launched across there, but immediately cut straight down. Dupree, simple double for him. They had stacked out the site. They guessed correctly, but simply their USPs are just not strong enough to take them down. Nico, the only man to pick up a kill. TSM make it match point. 14-3. I'm ahead of myself.
Well, not the way that SK's been playing, it won't be a match point too long, as they are going to be forcing the buy up here. Just a lot of, one head armor, a couple FAMASas, and M4 out of Nico.
You know what they're doing? They're making it a fast day. That's what they're doing for us. There's been some real
nice.
quick games. We are way ahead of schedule. I think production's going to be delighted about it. But this is the rifle round. Like you said, force FAMAS. They're going to push straight on round, but immediately Dupree gets himself yet another double to open up the round. He is being a big part player on this T side. Gets himself a triple as they push through, get the plant down. Carrigan will get that one. It's Cadian and Asilian. I think they're even just going to try and save, try and hang on to those FAMASs, because match point does beckon. Their prospects of going out of the tournament are ever looking likely as they just sit in the restrooms. Cajun B and Zipnix are closing in on them.
Yes, they are. I think they're going to definitely search for these. I mean, with 5 people alive, with so much health, no reason not to, and they're going to be flanked from stairs as KJB going to lead the charge through. I would imagine SK, if they pull off a nice crossfire, they might be able to save the FAMASas, but it might be just a little bit too late. But Dupree, you pointed him out, had a nice double, picked up a triple, and even a 4 kill in that at the end. But this man has really stepped up this tournament, I have to say. He's been doing a phenomenal job. People always talk about, you know, a device, and they talk about Cajun B, but he's had a fantastic time so far. I'm really curious to see his exact stats, because he has to have probably one of the highest KDs on his team, if let alone the entire tournament at this rate. And that's a good sign for TSM coming into the major in just a few weeks.
And for TSM themselves, they've got a great kill spread in this game. Nobody's really going wild. Obviously, we saw Device with those 30+ kills earlier on against CLG. No such things on this game, but fortunately for SK, they haven't really been able to make tracks. Berry does get the one with the Mag 7. He's don't manage to trade out for an AK. The single AK, Asilian does find Carrigan, but the unthinkable will be happening and pick up just a force of anything mishmash. Device is not looking. He's passed by, but Nico didn't continue pushing. We saw him hit some great deagle shots earlier. Sandon does manage to get a glimpse on towards Dupree. Doesn't want to challenge him a second time. Instead, he's going to be smoked, but he just pushes straight through. Nico from the back, and they do close out the round just to extend the situation a little bit longer. 15-4, though, still almost impossible. I would say 99.9% chance of not doing this.
Pretty confident right there. You know, I would pretty much agree.
I'm very confident.
I would be there with, I am actually right there with you. I mean, the way TSM been playing all day, not to mention all tournament long, has been phenomenal, and SK have been struggling so far. But again, it's a CT side, so there's more of a chance of them picking up rounds here. But yeah, Berry and Asilian both pushing up long really quickly. They have the information. They know TSM's going towards B. The rotate coming out of Caden to join the party. Sandon and Nico going to be the 2 to hold on, and Nico will be the first to fall.
Oh, Dupree quick in there once again. Sandon does get a quick revenge onto Carrigan, but again, TSM fast and loose and getting into that site so quickly. Now, Cadian just managed to get Dupree down. I think that was from the stopper sniper. Asilian's managed to get around the back of them. They're both flashed up. He just gave his position away without landing the shot. Cajun B getting the reply. He is the only man standing in a 1v3, but is in a good position to cut this one off. They have to try and get it on site. They get him in the cross, and they will be another round for SK, staving off the executioner for now.
All right, 15-5. Good job by Sandon to pick up 3 kills in that round, too. A great retake, actually, by them. That quick push out of Asilian and Sandon towards long gave them that opportunity to really pull that off. It's still, I mean, there's so many rounds to go. I mean, you're looking at
It's 10 rounds straight.
Yeah, exactly.
For,
You have 10
for
rounds
overtime.
for match point for TSM.
Yeah, and knowing TSM, they'll go on and win it with just Tech 9s now, because that's exactly how they've been rolling throughout this tournament. They are going to be piling on through. Sandon may well be the man that they catch out here. Note they're just going to be burst straight through connector, straight towards Asilian and Cadian, who's trying to hold the angle. Doesn't manage to land the shot, though, as they flick on past his crosshair. And now they're just rushing straight through Restroom, straight towards him. They're just going to pile around this corner. Can they hold them back?
We'll find out. It's Asilian picking up the first, and they're going to just go in one by one. Barry and Asilian both responding again. Cadian dinked down to 13 health. He's going to peek around with the CZ and get a kill. Even Barry, for good measure, gets another one on the Cadian.
That was a team kill in there. Cadian going down. Do manage to pick up the AWP he was holding, though, luckily. Yeah. But 15-6. It's still not over. They're just clinging on for dear life. But TSM now have themselves a full assortment of weapons. Device back on the AWP. I think we're going to see a little slower play here. They've gone fast. Oh, and SK, they're going aggressive. And Asilian and Berry actually going to push straight down. Cadian's going to get himself in party.
So that's no reason to really do this, but they're trying to catch him off guard. Cadian, he's got to be careful. Sin and Barry, most importantly as well, Dupree and Device, the two men towards Playground, and the op shot has come in, but Dupree connects with the A count of Barry, giving him that man advantage, and getting one step closer to knocking out SK.
Didn't work out for him. Nico does get himself one, though. That was over on Zipnix. Now Dupree gets the angle down long. Cadian took a little peek. Didn't fancy it. The rest of the team are going to back him up, so this is going to be a hit. Or at least that's looking likely as three members of TSM make their way down long. Nico covering off the angle, so actually they have the double AWP cross here. It's a real weird situation for SK Gaming.
It is, and even Cajun B is actually back towards spawn, watching for any potential flank. They have no cover over Restrooms. It just comes down to the men who boosted him up. You see Sandon going to be rotating through. I think 40 seconds left. And this is a map you can rotate very quickly on, so if you can throw out some smokes to fake them out, then SK might over-rotate towards the B site.
Cajun B's not selling anything, so he's making his way down. Now Cadian, all he has to do is pull the trigger, but it's going to be a counter smoke thrown out there. Carrigan will catch Asilian. Now Cadian is just going to have to try and let loose through the smoke because he's got no vision. Nico does get himself a quick glance, but he doesn't manage to land the shot. Bomb planted perfectly for Restrooms, and TSM back out of sight.
Oh, Sandon goes down. Nico able to respond. It's going to be a 2-on-3. The bomb's planted for them towards Restrooms. Devices over towards long. Carrigan and KGB rotating as well. Cadian, you know, cheeky, they maybe want to shoot his teammate, but they have so little time to work with. This is for their tournament lives to keep them in the game.
Nico has to find this shot. Oh, Cadian does. Gets a little glimmer across there. 2-on-2 as they check the site. Tech 9 guns down from Cadian. He catches a glimpse of Carrigan. They can go for the defusers. Carrigan holds the angle. Oh, Carrigan managed to get the man. I think he's got time. It's ticking. No, they haven't. They haven't got it. TSM will take it. It's 16-6. We didn't quite get to see the defuse there, but you saw the headsets coming off. And SK Gaming will finish in 5th place as they lose their lives to TSM. The Danish Brotherhood is over.
It is, and that was such a well-done game, again, by TSM. Just really seeing their true power come into the major in a few weeks, and their true play style as well. Dupree, I mean... he's been having one of the best tournaments I've seen out of him. Everyone's really stepping up. Like you said, a really great kill spread across the team. And now we have another team out of the tournament. We only have a couple teams left here, Demon. This thing is really starting to heat up.
Yeah, what a crazy, crazy tournament it's developing to be. And now, of course, I think it's almost guaranteed we're going to see TSM, Envy up against Mousesports. Almost 100%. Unless they just think, you know what, let's get Renegades out of the tournament.
I mean,
they want to get Mouse out of the tournament.
Spongefield's pretty confident they're not going to get picked, so...
Yeah, no, actually, I 100% agree. It's Envy versus Mouse. Guarantee it. They may as well start setting up already.
I would love to see some backstabbing, though. To see Sponge's face when something like that happens.
Yeah, well, let's see what the guys had to say about it. It was a pretty one-sided match. Joe Bros.
Thank you very much. The three Chobros here to break down everything at the Intel Extreme Masters. But we can talk about the match in a little bit, but let's talk options here, right? I heard you guys. We were just talking about how can things play out. What do you think, Flaren?
Well, I was saying, since TSM and SK obviously broke up now with the Alliance, you still have...
Heartbreaking.
Still a better love story, though.
You still have Renegades and Envy left. So there's a chance there that it's like, well, you guys broke our alliance, we're going to break yours. Or in reality, they should just be Envy versus Mousesports again, because that would be the harder matchup.
Yo, what do you think, Natsu? What would you do if you were in TSM shoes?
I would do the latter. I would definitely put Mouse and Envy against one another because that would be more beneficial for you. I mean, Brahmins is like being romantic is one thing, and trying to kill Brahmins is one thing, but I think you're not really reasonable at this point. They're still playing about winning this tournament, so it's their best interest to try and either take a heart out of Envy or get Mouse out of the competition.
Yeah, and I think the important thing here is that the last time they played, Mouse did take that life away from Envy.
Yep.
If that happens again after 3 days of Envy being number 1 so far, TSM suddenly charges forward with 3 lives, Envy goes down to 2.
Oh yeah.
Mouse still stays in with 1, and of course Renegades 1. On the other hand, the other interesting twist is in that matchup, if Mouse loses, Sponge, the mastermind, the puppet master coming into the Extreme Masters, charges forward on day 3 without having to play those hard matches, goes forward and gets to snag at least that 3rd place spot, and that would also be a fun twist.
I mean, it's going to be their best international placing. Top 3.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, Australian pride.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Going
there's some interesting ways things can pan out here. Does Envy kind of really get knocked off their throne if they play here against Mouse Sports? Does TSM want to gun for that? Do they want to go kind of for their revenge like we had to play against SK? Ladies and gentlemen, it's about time to find out. Again, only 2 maps left. The map vote has closed. We'll see which one gets picked out of the box on stage with OJ.
Thank you very much, Chobra. I am here with a man, and actually this whole competition now has 50% less Denmark in it. You knocked them out. You knocked out SK.
Yeah, that wasn't the plan at all, but somebody wanted to change the plan, and this is what's happened.
You seem a little bitter about something. I'm going to ask you about that in a second. First, about the game. That was a lot easier for you.
Yeah, that was the map we used to play, so we knew how to counter everything and play our basic game and just let us just get the duels, and we won them, and we just closed out in the end.
And we talked a lot about the fact when you came into this tournament, you didn't feel you were in the best form. Do you think you're now getting back in to the TSM we've seen over the past 6 months, a year?
I mean, you need to think about we were on vacation, so it's just like in football. If you don't play together as a team for 1 or 2 weeks, you just keep on playing your own game. And now we start to lose better communication, start to hit our shots, and when we do that, we are in my opinion, the best team in the world when we reach that level.
I love that confidence, love it. So right then, let's do the map pick. We know how this works. 8 votes on the board, all voted for by the community. We can't play any of the maps we played so far. What number are we going for? Say it in Danish and I'll try and work it out.
Nummer 8.
Is that 1?
8.
Oh, right, 8, he says in Danish. Number 8, it's Cash. It's Cash. There's vague nods from the 3 team captains over there. Let's see what else is up there. Thank you to Björn Arthur for that tweet. Right, I think that was going to be Cash. You almost got to the one Mirage up there. So then, let us have your first pick. Which team is going to play on Cash?
Mouse Sports.
Mouse Sports! Why are you putting Mouse Sports back in?
Because they wanted to throw out SK, and now we want to Mouse to get off the tournament.
Wow. So who are you going to put them in again? Let's just point out the fact that Renegades haven't played today yet. They've got 1 life left. Who are Mouse Sports playing?
They're playing Envy, so we play Renegades tomorrow. Bam.
Wow. And why are you putting that team together then? Just talk me through why Mouse Sports are playing Envious.
Because then we have to play Renegades the first match tomorrow.
Simple as that?
Yes.
Who wins that game between Mouse Sports and Envious?
I don't really care anymore.
Yeah, I love this tournament. Mouse Sports, Envious, playing on Cash. We're going to see that right after this break.